Hey, good afternoon, folks. Alright, got 2 shipments in today. Brand new coils. Brand new. See that well. So, these are the old ones. This is the one I was telling you about where it, yeah, I mean, it's shot. You can see there. So, new coils finally came in, so I'm going to put those on and give them a whirl, make sure they work. Also, new air filters, brand new. They look great. The foam looks good, everything looks good on them. Not having a problem. You can see both of them there. Here we go. This is what the old ones look like. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. I mean, you can see the gunk built up in these things, you know. Get that. See that? So, there we go. We got new air filters and new coils that we're going to be putting on the bike today. And that should be the last steps. Then I should be able to dial in the carburetors a little bit better. And, I would say I would take it for a test spin, but here, let me turn you around while I'm talking to you. Sorry. There you go. Okay, let's retry it. I just showed you the new air filters and the new coils that I got. I'm going to be putting them on here in a second. I'm going to reroute these plug wires to where they're supposed to be, because they're just kind of hanging out here to the side. And then really it should be ready for a test run. However, I ran into another problem. The clutch is sticking again. So I'm going to try that test one last time where I loosen everything up. I'm going to pull the clutch lever in and then just have it held there. And I think I'm going to spray some deep creep down in there. Just try to help it out some maybe. And then see what happens, give it a couple hours and try it again. I mean, if it's already freed up once, it should free up pretty easily again. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think I'm going to have to take the cover off and, you know, pull the plates out and everything. But I may have to, I don't know. I'm gonna try that method again one more time and see if it works, since it worked the first time. But then again, you know, I want it to be able to consistently be able to shift and be able to consistently use the clutch. So, like I said, I may end up taking it apart. But, yeah, that's where we're at right now. Got the new air filters, new coils. They're getting put on the bike right now. And then I'm going to have to address the clutch again. So, I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, new coils are in the bike. They fit well. They're sitting good. Nothing's touching. They're not even close to the battery terminals. You can see here, that's a little green wire. This is just my charger port. That's all it is. So I can, because I'm playing with the bike and I want to be able to just hide this. I'll eventually zip tie it here, probably like down here or something. So I have quick access to it. But, you know, it's just there to charge up when I need to charge that battery. So yeah, we're good. We got the coils in. Main fuse is here. Make sure we got power to the bike. We do. Why are we not in neutral? See, that should be in neutral right now. This is what I was saying about the clutch issue I was having. I can't tell what gear it's in right now. Anyway, but you can see we got power, so I'm gonna get that back in neutral. And before I put the air cleaners on, you can see they're still not on. Before I put them on, I've already got the bike kind of dialed in to run real rich without those, but not idle real high. I'm gonna start the bike up again that way, so that I'm just replacing one thing at a time, right? So I've replaced the coils, make sure it runs, then replace the air filters, and then I can dial in the carbs again. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Alright, once I get these dialed in, I will let you know. Alright, we're up to putting the air filters back on, and I ran into a problem that I totally forgot about. this foam is just, I mean, you can see it's just pretty much gone. So I'm going to, I had some laying around here in the garage that was very similar in thickness. Matter of fact, it's exactly the same thickness. Maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Well, not if you measure it there. So if you put it there, look, it's exactly the same. So yeah, so I'm going to use this. I've got two of them here to replace these. But the other issue I had was, and those, by the way, these go on the airbox cleaner, or the airbox cover. This piece here. They sit right here, basically. So, I'm replacing those. And the other problem I had was this piece here. This is, it goes between the metal part of the airbox and the carburetors themselves. Well, I only have one of them. And instead of ordering another one, what I did was I took a hose. This is a 1/2-inch hose, and I basically just split it right down the middle, made 2 halves. It's the same wall thickness as this, so once it's in there, it's going to look about like that. Let me see if I can get my light on a little better. It's going to look about like that. So we'll end up with the same thing. The only other issue was that these went back over into the metal just a little bit. So what I did was I cut my hoses a little bit longer so that they cover everything that's metal, and then this will just meet up to the hose basically like that, right? So something like that. I'll go ahead and put one on right now and just see if I don't know if it's going to work. I assume it's going to work. It looks like it will. But I'll put one on right now and let you know how it turned out. Okay, there we are. You can see the hose in there. I made it longer so that it comes around and covers all the metal. And then this just kind of butts right up against it. And then the cover will sit up and press up against all of this and make it all nice and tight. So airtight, I mean. So yeah, I did this and then I did on the other side too, so we should be good. I'm gonna put my air filter covers back on. Well, it looks like we have a slight problem here. Everything else worked out perfectly using this foam. Oops. Using this foam worked great for replacing this foam. Using the hose to replace this worked out great. My issue right now is that these new air filters are just a little bit bigger than the old ones. And I went and checked the part numbers and everything matched up, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe just because they're new and instead of being new old stock, they're just, you know, made new, and they're just slightly bigger. And what that's doing is it is causing this lip here to not close up all the way. So when I put it up against the air box, there's a slight gap all the way around it, and it's ever so slight, but it's there. So that's fresh air getting sucked right in, dirt particles, what have you, going right into my carburetor. So I don't think I'm going to be able to find any different air filters than this. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this stuff. This is it's just regular door trim. I think I showed this in an earlier video. And it's real pliable. It's not real hard. I mean, it's rubbery. So I'm just going to run it all the way around the inside bead on this and create my own seal. And that's the only thing I can think to do right now. So yep, that's what I'm going to do now. You can see the inside one. I'll do the inside one, that way it can't be seen from outside. And I mean, it gets covered up anyway by these side panels, right? They sit kind of like that, something like that. I got the other side, but basically they're behind here anyway, so you'd never see it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna line it with this, and that should close that gap. So, all right, back at it. Alright, well, as you can see, I got this plate off, or this cover off, and I see a couple of issues in here. My main issue, the reason I took it off, was the clutch is sticking. So I'm going to have to pull this off, pull everything out, and you know, loosen up the plates. Maybe it needs new plates, I don't know, I'll find out once I get it apart. But also this is pretty rusty, so I'm going to pull it apart, clean it all up, make sure it's good to go. It doesn't seem to be causing an issue, but since I've got it apart, I may as well. The next thing that I need to figure out is, there was a lot of fluid. I don't know if you can see how much fluid came out of that. I mean, a lot of fluid came out of there. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just going to be a little bit. So now I need to find out how much to put back in here, or if I need to put any at all, if it's fed from the engine, because it just looks like engine oil to me. Yeah, it just looks like engine oil. It's not gear oil. So maybe the engine's feeding it and I just drained part of the engine oil. Yeah, that looks like what might have happened. Oh, I don't know. I can't see down in there that well. I don't know. Either way, quite a bit of oil came out of there. So, yeah, I'm going to let it sit here and drip for a while and clean itself off. And then I'll start pulling that apart and see how the plates are. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So this is the only thing now stopping me from taking it for a test ride, is the clutch isn't working. So everything else is buttoned up. You can see I've got the air cleaners now back on. Carbs are good. Brakes are good. Engine starts and runs. I just need to be able to pull in that clutch as needed. So yep, that's it. Now I'm not going to do it now. It's too hot. I'm too sweaty. I might wait till later in the evening and pull that bad boy apart, and we'll see what happens.